Well, tonight, a cold and windy day across the state. Thank you for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Faith Woodard. That weather leading to an awful scene in Garland County last night after a tree fell on a woman's home, trapping and killing her as she lay in bed. THV 11's Carter Thweet was in the neighborhood today talking with neighbors as they make sense of this tragedy.
I'm here on Majestic Lodge Road in Garland County. This is just across the water from the city of Hot Springs, and this is where first responders were called last night after a tree fell on a home, pinning a 37-year-old wife and mother to her bed, and unfortunately, she did not survive the incident. Garland County Sheriff's officials told us the 911 call from the victim's husband came in just after 11:30 p.m. and I spoke with a neighbor just a few houses down who said it was windy, but she never could have expected the ambulances, sirens, or the tragedy that took place.
The wind was making noise that we heard, and it wasn't that long after that it happened. All the fire trucks and the ambulances and police cars, and it's devastating to happen to a neighbor.
The local Dollar Tree on Central Avenue is raising money for the victim's family. They say her husband is a regular there, so if you'd like to make a donation, you can talk with any active manager on duty. And the Garland County Sheriff's Office simply says their hearts go out to the victim's family at this time. In Garland County, I'm Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
Carter, thank you. The Garland County Sheriff's Office confirming the victim as 37-year-old Shannon Hobby. Her husband posting on social media this morning asking for prayers for his family.
As we mentioned last night, lots of wind and wind gusts upwards of 40 to 50 miles per hour were possible today, and we did see that. Wind gusts, sustained winds were 20 to 30 miles per hour. Gray skies over Little Rock, but the clouds will begin to break up later on tonight, and we'll have sunshine for your Thursday, and even into the weekend we'll have some sunshine. Got to deal with a system coming in Saturday that may spread some clouds and a very slight chance of rain. This is all that's left of the rain that we're picking up on radar. The low pressure area is now well off to the east, so we're just going to stick with the wind advisory for another hour. It expires at 7 o'clock today, and those observed wind gusts are 32 in Little Rock, 30 Russellville, 18 mile per hour gusts down in Arkadelphia, but the winds are beginning to relax somewhat. Northwest and northeast Arkansas no longer under that wind advisory. Current numbers outside: 49 Fayetteville, 48 at Harrison, 58 Pine Bluff, it's 52 over in Jonesboro, and our numbers will drop back to 45 by tomorrow morning. Let's call it a partly cloudy, breezy day, the high 61. And Halloween coming up on Friday, October 31st. It looks like a beautiful day. See what I did there? Never mind. All right, back with the rest of your forecast.
Beautiful. I got it. All right. Thank you, Tom. Tonight, trial for a small town pastor, Rocky Goodwin, is going on. He worked at Calvary Baptist Church and was arrested and charged with 10 counts related to child sexual abuse materials. THV 11's Maya Ellison has been in the courtroom all day and brings us the latest.
Calvary Baptist Church pastor Rocky Goodwin appeared in court Wednesday at the Bradley County Courthouse. Goodwin faces multiple felony counts accusing him of possessing and distributing child sexual abuse material after his arrest on August 15th of last year. According to court documents, multiple cyber tips were sent to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in 2023. Arkansas State Police say those tips led to a search warrant at Goodwin's home on May 3rd, 2024. Investigators seized several devices, including laptops and hard drives, on which investigators say they discovered, quote, one compressed zip file with a sexually graphic in nature label, which included the words, 12-year-old girl. Pre-trial proceedings began on Monday, leading into jury selection Wednesday, and the courtroom was filled. Extra chairs were even brought in to accommodate more potential jurors. Prosecutors and defense attorneys questioned jurors throughout the day, working to ensure a fair and unbiased trial. In Warren, Maya Ellison, THV 11 News.
Maya, thank you. The hearing is just now wrapping up and the jury has been selected. During the trial, Special Agent David Grant Evans of the Criminal Investigation Division was questioned by both the prosecuting and other attorneys, and will break more of his comments down tomorrow as day 2 of the trial is expected to begin at 9 a.m. Well, tonight we're learning that Douglas Hunter, the Mayflower's chief of police, is resigning. Hunter made the announcement through the Mayflower Police Department's Facebook account. In the statement, he thanked the citizens of Mayflower. Hunter pointed to, quote, changes and demands that were made by the city council as to the primary reasons behind his departure. Tonight, day 29 of the government shutdown. Still no agreement in place to end the shutdown, but Senate Majority Leader John Thune said that the recent talks have, quote, ticked up significantly. There are lots of concerns over what happens if the shutdown isn't solved this week. On Saturday, November 1st, the federal funds for SNAP benefits is set to expire. Democrats in D.C. say Congress has already approved $6 billion in emergency funds to keep those benefits going, but the Trump administration says it will not tap into that emergency fund. With those food benefits on top of mind for many people here in Arkansas, too, State Senator Jamie Scott sending a letter to Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders asking her to issue a disaster proclamation to help people on SNAP if federal funds stop. Scott is representative from District 12. The area covers parts of Little Rock and North Little Rock. Her letter says more than 350,000 Arkansans rely on SNAP, including more than 150,000 kids. We have reached out to Governor Sanders for her response to these letters, but have not heard back yet. Tonight, the Federal Reserve cutting its benchmark inflation rate again. Rates were cut 0.25 percentage point. That cut knocks the benchmark rate down to its lowest level since 2022. The government shutdown delayed key economic data reports, but the Bureau of Labor Statistics did churn out a belated consumer price index, which showed inflation at 3%, still above the Fed's 2% target rate. But the Fed still made the cut, even with concerns over the labor market.
The thinking is, I think it's appropriate that this is one-off. It's related to the tariffs. Once the tariffs settle down and we all adjust, then the inflation will recede.
After the July meeting, we saw the downward revisions in job creation. We saw a very different picture of the labor market, and it suggested that there were higher downside risks to the labor market than we had thought.
This is the second straight rate cut, lowering borrowing costs on things like credit cards and auto loans. Powell said today a third cut at the meeting in December is not a guarantee. Hospitals nationwide are urging the Trump administration to reconsider a steep new fee for hiring highly skilled workers from other countries. A new $100,000 price tag for popular H-1B visas is making it tougher for medical professionals from abroad to work in the U.S. The medical industry has already seen troubles for staffing, especially nurses, thanks to turnover and burnout. A White House spokesperson said the action puts American workers first. They want to stop companies from abusing the system and driving down American wages.
I know there's a lot of concern with bringing people to the United States and they might be taking U.S. jobs, but we do have a shortage of clinical team and highly skilled workers.
The American Hospital Association said such a high H-1B visa fee will be felt almost in already challenged areas like rural and underserved communities. Well, hoping to maybe help with that shortage, a new era for medical education is underway in Northwest Arkansas. The Alice L. Walton School of Medicine has officially opened its doors in Bentonville. Jacob Luthi shows us why school leaders call it a game changer for healthcare and higher education across the state.
Alice Walton herself, along with hundreds of guests, marked the occasion of what she calls a transformative step for healthcare in the region.
When we founded this school, it was based on a vision for a new kind of med school.
The Alice L. Walton School of Medicine welcomed its inaugural class earlier this year after receiving more than 2,000 applications for just 48 spots. The school says 1/3 of the class are Arkansans.
Our mission is to train the next generation of compassionate, skilled, and innovative healthcare professionals. Leaders who are committed to transforming the health of medically underserved and rural communities in Arkansas, across the Heartland region and beyond.
The 154,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility is located on the Crystal Bridges campus, complete with a rooftop park, art gallery, clinical teaching spaces, and wellness areas. It's as much art as it is architecture.
Where they could step outside, walk the trails, see some art, talk with colleagues from the museum or the Whole Health Institute. A place where they would feel connected and supported in taking on the challenge of transforming healthcare.
Leaders at the school say their mission goes beyond medicine, focusing on whole health principles to improve the well-being for communities across the region.
Transform the next generation of physicians based on what communities need now. Not just disease care, but whole person care.
In Bentonville, Jacob Luthi, THV 11 News.